Hey everybody, it's Scott Steen with the winnersandwhiners.com coming to you from the Burt Blyleven studio deep in the bowels of the Winners and Whiners Sports and Entertainment Complex to bring you today's Deep-3. As always, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. You guys have been blowing it up on the thumbs up and the subscriptions the last few days. Please keep up the good work for us. We appreciate it. And let us know what you're playing today. Are you tailing me? Are you fading me? Did you jump off the train because we had kind of a bad day yesterday? Or do you have faith? Do you have a little faith in me, as John Hyatt says? And are you tailing today? So let us know what you're doing there. Let us know what you've conjured up on your own. We got a full slate of action today. NHL, NBA, Major League Baseball, all kinds of fun stuff to make that money. So let me know what you're playing down in the comments section. If you get them right, by golly, by Jove, we're going to give you the official shout-out at the end of the next video. What could be better than that? Oh, yeah, the money you'll make by winning your bets. So that's cool, too, I suppose. And lastly, but not leastly, don't forget to check out our websites, winnersandwhiners.com, statsalt.com, for deep dives into every contest going on in America every single day. You don't care. We don't care what sport it is. NHL? Yep, we got it. NBA? Sure. How about some Major League Baseball? Every single game. That's what I'm talking about. Not just sides, but totals, derivatives, prop bets, first five, you name it, we got it over at Winners and Whiners and statsalt.com. That's pretty cool. So check that out. All right, guys, on with the show as we do a quick recap of yesterday's action. Started out with the Pittsburgh Pirates as they were unable to hold that lead into after the eighth inning. They had a 2-1 lead going into the eighth. And nope. For once, the Pirates bullpen, instead of the Nationals bullpen, was the one melting down. They gave up back-to-back home runs, and that was all they needed for a 3-2 win there in our nation's capital. And then we did the impossible as we single-handedly were able to make Homer Bailey a winner. Dope! Absolutely. Homer looked very good, man. Pitched 7 innings of shutout baseball. Had good movement on the fastball, paint in the corners. Looked like a major league pitcher. So that was good. We'll see what happens next time out. Maybe we won't be auto fading Homer every start this year. We'll see. And we finished it off with a nightcap from the Golden State Warriors as they just ran out of gas down the stretch. The Clippers went absolutely cold. We were right on track to head over 232. We weren't going to have a lot of room to spare, but we basically needed 58 points a quarter if you're scoring at home, and we were sitting at 176 after the third quarter, which is +2 to the good, and they just ran out of gas, like I said, in the last 3 minutes. We could have done it, but they didn't quite get there as we ended up at 225. And that, my friends, makes for an 0-3 day. On the premium side, we went 2-2, got a little bit greedy. Put out 2 original picks, and those both hit. That was the Orlando Magic getting 9.5 points. What a gift that was, as they went outright by 3. And then we had the Atlanta Braves as well, and we had and then we added on the Philadelphia Phillies at Miami. We were getting a good price on the Phillies. And Miami, hadn't scored since 1963, so we thought that was probably a pretty fair bet. It was not. Miami put up 6 runs in the, I believe, second and third inning, which was more runs than they've scored in the last 5 games total. So that was fun. And finished it off with the Arizona Diamondbacks giving up 4 runs there early in the game and fighting back as they trailed 5-4. They loaded the bases in the 8th inning with just 1 out, and it got ran into a 3-2 count. And of course, they hit a pretty hard ground ball right up the middle, back to the pitcher. Turns 2, goes home, and goes to first. The old 1-2-3 double play right there, everybody. By the way, the pitcher for Arizona, I can't think of his name. He pitched last night and tonight. That's the goofiest looking fucker you're ever going to see. Okay, just saying. And so that made us 2-2. Close to going 3-1, close to getting her tied. Oh, yeah, then we put a man on first in the bottom of the ninth with nobody out. And not only could they not score him, couldn't even get him to third. So nice job there, guys. Well done. So 2-2 we go on the premium side, and on we go to tonight's action. Starting in the NBA as the Oklahoma City Thunder take on the Portland Trailblazers. The Thunder's catching 3 and a hook. And the Thunder, you know what? They played very well down the stretch. They won 5 straight and covered 4 of those as they managed to work themselves up into the 6th spot and avoid the death spot there against the Golden State Warriors in round 1. Portland, they're going to miss Nurkic when it comes to keeping the Thunder big man Steven Adams from imposing his will inside. What a nasty dude that is. It kind of looks like a gigantic Loshak if you know the man. That's probably going to spell trouble for a Blazer squad that at their best was swept by OKC this year in their 4 head-to-head contests. Not a good look for the Portland Trailblazers right there. A few more numbers to throw at you. Portland's just 7-24-2 in their last 33 quarterfinal games. And between Adams, Russ, and George, I think that trend continues today. Give me Oklahoma City and a free 3 and a hook. And I think they'll take care of business there against the Portland Trailblazers. And moving on to the major leagues, we go north of the border as the Tampa Bay Rays take on the Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto's minus 135. Tampa Bay sends Charlie Morton to the mound. And Toronto counters with Marcus Stroman. You know, Charlie, he's been a nice addition for the Rays. He's gone 2-0 with a 2.25 ERA, a 1.06 whip, and a FIP of 282. He's given up just 2 extra base hits in his 16 innings. And today, he goes up against Marcus Stroman, who had a great start before getting progressively worse in his next 2 times out, giving up 15 hits and 5 earned in just 11 2/3 innings. Make matters worse, he's received just 3 runs of support in the 3 games he's started so far. You know, he deserves a better fate than to be stuck in Toronto. Of course, so do most of the people that actually live in Toronto, up there in Poutine Town. So, and I believe I misspoke at the beginning. Of course, Tampa Bay is the favorite here, minus 135, not Toronto, and that's who I'm on. Tampa Bay, minus 135 I'm back in Charlie Morton against Marcus Stroman. And moving on to one more contest there in the American League Central we go, as the Detroit Tigers take on the Minnesota Twins. The Twins, taking a look at the run line here as they're given the 1.5, and that gets that number down to minus 103. Jordan Zimmerman goes for Detroit against Juan Barrios for the Minnesota Twins. You know, Zimmerman looked great in his first 2 starts before absolutely shatting the bed in his last outing. Barrios is an absolute stud. You may not have heard of him because he plays for Minnesota in the American League Central, but he is good and he's only getting better. In addition, the Twins, surprisingly, they are nails at home. They've gone 36-16 in their last 52 home games and an outstanding 21-5 in Barrios' last 26 at home. Am I ready to lay 203 on the Twins? No, because I'm not drunk. But I will, however, lay that run line at minus 103. So get yourself down onto the Minnesota Twins at minus the 103, covering up the 1.5, and the Tampa Bay Rays minus 135. And, of course, kicking it off with the Oklahoma City Thunder plus 3.5. And at the end of these 3 contests, you guys can join me as we head back to the window. All right, everybody, let's take a look at shoutouts. First of all, I'm going to try to do this. I don't have my lovely and talented assistant here tonight, so I'm going to try to put these up. Look at that. Look at that. All right, so I had a lot of people talk about the premium picks. A lot of people have been signing up. There is our record for this week, 13-5, 72% after our 2-2 day yesterday. We're still doing very, very well for the week. And if you want more information on our premium plays or the baseball package that we put together, giving you all of my top MLB picks for the entire season, check out the link in the comment in the description, or the just copy and paste right here on this right here. See it? It's right there. All right, good. All right, so let's do some shout outs. Let's talk about some people that actually had better days than I did. All right, let's go that first. All right. All right. Johnny Dew. He says, take the under, guys. It's always like that. Just take Just like the first week of college games, don't be surprised if an underdog wins also. I'm assuming Johnny D was talking about the NBA playoffs, and if so, he was absolutely right, as the biggest dog on the board took care of business, winning. Actually, they weren't the biggest dog on the board, so the Clippers were. But 9.5-point dog is what that ended up being, and Orlando took care of business. Good call, Johnny D. Good call indeed. Time Traveler Steve loves playing those NBA halves. He had the Warriors in the first half, -7. Todd M. had the Yankees under 2.5. Hammerin' Hank, he got on those Golden State Warriors -13. And he says, my picks sucked today as bad as the whole group of Cubs relief pitchers, which I might add walked in 3 more runs today to give away another potential victory, losing 6-5. Pulling the whip out of retirement. Well, that retirement didn't last long for your whip there, Hammerin' Hank. And I think those Cubs relievers deserve it. And good news, tomorrow, they're starting Tyler Chatwood. Ho, ho, ho! Oh, you're not going to need a relief pitcher there, are you, brother? So what's the over-under on Tyler Chatwood walks? Actually, that's not a rhetorical question. I didn't look it up. I'm going to guess somewhere around 4.5. And I might be tempted to pay the over. By the way, the weather tomorrow for Chicago looks nasty. You may get a break, Hank. They may cancel. It looks like talking about wind just blasting in off the lake. A north wind of like 25 to 35 miles an hour with snow expected. Ha ha! Welcome to spring, everybody. It's spring in Chicago. That means we're only getting 3 inches of snow. So they may, depending on when that gets there, they may end up pulling the plug on this game. If not, it's going to be a beautiful day out there in Wrigleyville with 40 degrees or so and a nasty north wind. Oh, where do I go to sign up? So, yeah, that sounds like fun. Borno, he had Borno backed Chico the Magic Squirrel on the money line. And Homer Bailey squashed that little fucker. So, sorry, Chico. Yeah, we've been watching this, so if you guys haven't checked this out, Borno says the guy who just hit big on Jeopardy makes his living on live bets. He has a system where he jumps on live bets because the book doesn't have time to make the correct adjustment, and he pounces. Absolutely right. That is the wave of the future, everybody. It has overtaken Europe in their soccer games, and it is coming here. Live bets will be the wave of the future, especially as it becomes more and more legal and more people have access to it on their phone. Live bets, big fan, especially if I'm watching the game and I'm able to keep track of what's going on. You can learn a lot by seeing the body of work, seeing what everybody's doing, and making your bets accordingly. So, yeah, I'm a big fan. And I'm a big fan of this cat that's on Jeopardy. If you haven't seen him, you got to check him out. I think he's made about $380,000 in 7 days. Just incredible. The only thing not incredible is his absolutely scary smile, if that's what you call it. It's the weirdest thing, probably the weirdest expression on a human being I've ever seen. So, good player, probably pretty good bettor. Not a good smiler. No, not a good smiler at all. All right. So, and he said, we talked about Demolition Night in Chicago. He said Steve Dahl was the DJ for Disco Demolition, baby. And he said, as a White Sox fan, I resemble that remark. Well, stop blowing shit up and attacking people on the field. Oh my goodness. I love Chicago. I've spent a lot of time there. Not as much time on the south side as I probably should have, but I like Chicago. I'm a big fan. I always poke fun at Chicago because, they have the big shoulders, so they can take it. The Legion of Picks, he had the Astros run line, and he is live betting the overs and unders on the NBA. Hope that worked out well for you, LOP. Phil, he had Southampton to win the first half against Wolverhampton. Ooh, it's the Battle of the Hamptons. South versus Wolver. And Mikey B, he had the Boston money line in the NHL. He had the Dallas under 5 and the Golden State Warriors under 234. Faded me, huh, Mike? You faded me. Good fade, brother. Nice job. He also had the Nets +6. By the way, I liked the Nets too. I didn't make a play on it. I did on my own account, but I didn't make a play on the videos. I didn't know what was up with Embiid. So, I was a little slow to pull the trigger. I thought the Nets would do all right. I also got a future on them for this series at +400, so we'll see how that goes. Good call on the Nets, Mikey B. Very, very well done. Cody Ellis is going to tail the premium picks, which have carried me lately. Thank you. You're welcome, Cody. I always try to put out good plays here, but I was trying to put out my best plays over on the premium side, so I'm glad we've had a good week. In spite of today's 2-2, but we've had a pretty solid week, so I hope you've made a little scratch there, my man. Super Cisco. Hey, Super, what's up, brother? He had the Nets and the Warriors minus 12.5. And C-Dub had Tottenham, Burnley in a two-team parlay with RB Leipzig to win and a Werder Bremen at plus 150. I bet that paid a little bit. Nice job there, C-Dub. And he had Aston Villa. I'm going to go with the Aston Villa and Bristol City over 2.5. And he also had Portsmouth. All right, nice job there. In footy, I know you had a lot of plays out there, C-Dub. Probably wasn't the best day, but I know you hit a couple wins there. So better days ahead. Fire and fall back, my friend. That's all we can do. Keep your powder dry because there's more games tomorrow. All right, guys. It's been a blast. Hope everybody had a good weekend. We're going to get off the schneid. No more O's and 3s. We do it 7 straight days of profitability, and that streak is over, Rover, just like Homer Bailey's losing streak. So we go back at it today. Let's go 3-0. Have a blast. Make some money. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. You guys take care. Bye-bye.